Okay, hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Joel Lucan. I'm the Director of Athletics here for the Hard Rockers. Thanks for coming today. The purpose behind today's press conference is to educate everyone on the O'Hara Stadium Vision Fund proposal that we submitted on August 31st. Speaking on behalf of South Dakota School of Mines is our president, Dr. Heather Wilson.
Well, good afternoon, and thank all of you for coming. O'Hara Stadium is a joint-use facility. It's here on the campus of the School of Mines, but it is used by Stevens High School, by Central High School, by St. Thomas More, and by numerous organizations throughout the Black Hills as a great place for events and for recreation and for competitive sports. But a lot of the pieces of this facility are reaching the end of their useful life. This track is close to the end of its life as a surface. The same is true for the surface of the field behind me. So what we have put together by working with the school district and by working with the community is a plan to extend the life of this facility for another 10 years in a cost-effective way. To do it in a way that also improves safety, so that when we replace this turf, in the last 10 years there have been tremendous advances in safety protection for athletes, so that when an athlete falls, we're all concerned about concussion. It absorbs more of the impact of that fall, and we have a safer opportunity for our athletes. But this also allows the Black Hills and Rapid City to continue to attract some of the great events that this community is known for. This track is the host every third year for the state high school track meet. And this stadium is full of between 5,000 and 10,000 fans for 4 days for that track meet. Just that track meet alone more than pays for the cost of the upgrades that we proposed in the Vision Fund for this new fan experience. In other words, the economic impact of upgrading this facility is great for Rapid City. We also put together what we thought were some modest improvements to improve the fan experience here. Most stadiums now have scoreboards where you can see instant replay, or you can, if you're a fan, watch that scoreboard and see those high school students coming around the last lap of the 1,500 meters, so that you get to be more part of the experience. Likewise, we'd like to, where this corner is over here, we'd like to have a community playground where when mom and dad come to the game, we've got little kids often running all around and up and down the hills and having fun in the game. But we also would like to have them have a safe place to be where mom and dad can still watch the game and the kids can have fun too. So that events at O'Hara Stadium are fun events for the community, for the athletes, and for all of the fans. The good news about this kind of an improvement is that for the city, the operating cost is zero, because the operating cost is borne by the school district and by the School of Mines. So it's a tremendous investment for the city at a very reasonable cost. We can't do this kind of thing without great partners, and the school district has become a great partner for the School of Mines. This is a community that made a great decision a long time ago, and that was not to have 3 high school and college football stadiums in one community, but to jointly use one good facility, O'Hara Stadium. And so as we're upgrading this facility and making it a better place for all the fans, on Saturday night this may be Cobbler Stadium, or on Friday night it might be Stevens Stadium, and then on Saturday morning it's the Hard Rockers Stadium. So we jointly use this facility, and as a result the community gets a whole lot more benefit from it and a whole lot more bang for the buck. My partner in this effort is the Superintendent of Schools for the Rapid City School District, and it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lori Simon.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I am excited to be here to show my support for the proposed improvements to O'Hara Stadium. And last Friday actually was my first opportunity to experience a school event in the stadium here. And what a wonderful event we had in our Rushmore Bowl. And I'm excited to say and add that both of our high school teams won that night. So it was a really fun experience for me. but really a wonderful event for both families and our entire community. Dr. Wilson just talked about how as families watch the games here, the kids are out running around, having fun with their friends. And when I think about the proposed improvements to the stadium, I just think it'll be a great opportunity to not only enhance the safety and playing environment for our student athletes, but for our families and all of our community who attend our events here as well. So thank you for being here today, and we look forward to good things to come.
One of the great things about being in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference is that there are more fans coming here and more games being played here. And as we grow as members of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, there will be more people coming here from outside of Rapid City to enjoy events here at O'Hara Stadium. The Rapid City Convention and Visitors Bureau helps us and helps the community to sell Rapid City as a place to come for all kinds of different events. We've been very pleased to have the Director of Sports and Events for the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Todd Tucker, who's been helping us with this proposal as well. Todd?
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. We're very happy to be here and be a part of this. The Convention and Visitors Bureau is proud to support updates to existing facilities in Rapid City, like O'Hara Stadium here at the School of Mines and Technology. What we look at and what we are hoping this will do is to provide a better experience for all of the athletes, parents and families, and sports enthusiasts that come to our proud city to take part in the growing world of sport tourism. Thank you.
We would be happy to take any questions that you have of us.
The University of South Dakota recently updated its stadium facility, the Dakota Dome. Does this help, in a way, keep this side of the state on par with some of those facilities? I know it's a different athletic conference, but...
It is. University of South Dakota and South Dakota State University have put in place huge projects that are easily 20 times larger than what we're proposing here. And that's one of the things that when we look at O'Hara Stadium and the upgrades, you could easily put forward that kind of a proposal, but it's not something we think that the community can afford. This stadium was initially built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. It's had upgrades through the years from state, federal, and university funds. So when we started thinking about this, one of the things we started out by saying is, we need to do something that's reasonable, that really will add value for the athletes and the fan experience, but won't break the bank. And so this entire set of upgrades is a $2.5 million project. The SDSU Stadium, as I think, isn't it close to, is it 50 million, something like that? I mean, it's a really huge project. That's great for SDSU. I think that's wonderful. But what we're proposing is something that's a cost-effective upgrade and facelift to what we have here in Rapid City. Will provide a great fan experience at a much lower price point. And as a result, the return on investment comes almost immediately.
Given the other vision funds you're competing against with, the other vision project proposals, one of them being an upgrade on the Fitzgerald Stadium, I believe about $5 million. Do you see this as competing with that or different, or how do you put forward the best case to the committee, I guess?
Well, we don't know the nature of the other projects that have been put forward. We just think that this is a cost-effective project that has a great return on investment. The School of Mines' impact on the economy here in western South Dakota is also significant, and we are doing everything we can to invest in the community and invest in young people. And this is a way, we've built 3 new dormitories in the last 5 years. We've got a $6 million project going on in the chemistry building. We've got we just finished a wellness center expansion. The university has grown by 38% in the last 6 years. So there's a lot of great things happening at the School of Mines. This is something we thought, this is something the city might be able to do that helps both the city and the School of Mines and the school district. In a way that's at a price that's affordable, and so we put forward the proposal that way.
What kind of timetable are you guys talking about?
The timetable is tight, and that's one of the challenges. Is that we would like to have this done by the next state track meet. At the same time, we don't want to interfere with the football, soccer, and track schedules for all of the public schools, St. Thomas More, and the School of Mines. The best way to do this would be after, is it April 24th? April 23rd is the last track event here next spring. We'd like to be ready, and stand at the gate ready for construction the next day, and be able to get it all done, or at least all of the functional parts done, by the time the Cobblers and the Raiders and the Hard Rockers need to start training for football. So it's a very tight time frame, very aggressive schedule, and that's something that we'll obviously have to be working with the city about as to what the timetable is for getting all of these things considered and approved.
When would you receive word on if this project is going to be
I think the Vision Committee has actually been meeting and discussing timetable today. You all may have, I don't know if you covered that I think they've had some kind of a preliminary meeting today. We were initially told that decisions would be made this fall. That would be very important to us because we've got to not only, there's all kinds of bids that have to go out, plans that have to be made, and all those kind of things. It's no easy chore to plan a project like this, get all of your contractors in or ready to go on the 24th of April.
What happens if you don't get Vision Fund money? Does the project still go through, or do you find
No, we do not have the funds to be able to do this at this point, and this is we think that this is a good step for the city to continue to be able to attract things like the state track meet, to be able to run here, and all of the people coming for those kinds of events, or most of them, are coming from outside of Rapid City. And the other neat thing about those events and events here at the stadium is most of them happen when it's not the height of the tourist season. So they're the shoulder seasons when restaurants and hotels and other things are trying to fill those rooms. So from an economic development and economic impact point of view, this kind of a facility is great for Rapid City.
So you mentioned the track and the sort of turf area and community park. Are those the only things that you're looking to improve, or are there more specific?
I'm going to let the athletic director go through his list of dream projects.
Could you say and spell your name for us, just for the record, please?
You bet. Joel Luken, Joel, Lueken.
You the athletic director?
I am the director of athletics, yes. So the list that we have replacement of the turf. We have the overlay system on our current track. We have a new digital scoreboard. We have a community playground area out here on the east end. We would like to replace the fencing out front with wrought iron and brick pillared fencing to give it a much more aesthetic value when you come into town. And then I'd also like to see if we could change our static displays out front to digital displays, so it's a much more institutionally neutral facility. When you pull up, like President Wilson mentioned before, you should be able to just hit a button and all the Cobbler logos and sponsorships will come up on Friday night, and then on Saturday when we play, we'll hit the button and all the Hard Rocker stuff comes up.
Now, is this project kind of an all or nothing, what you guys have pitched? If there's a reduced amount, is there a possibility of a reduced amount of money being allocated, or is something change?
That'll be up to the Vision Fund Committee. There's always a Plan B, and Plan B would go into effect once we find out what would be allocated.
What's in that Plan B?
Plan B would be the if I had turf is a necessity, refinishing of the track is a necessity, the scoreboard is a necessity. The way things are built nowadays, they all come with lifespans, and it's much more expensive to maintain them after their lifespan than it is to put the new surface down or the new piece in and ride it till its life expectancy.
What will this add to Hard Rocker athletics?
Well, obviously, in recruiting Division II caliber athletes, if you're going to host state events everybody wants to know what things look like. If it's bright and shiny, whether we like it or not, it has a more attraction to anyone. You know, if we've got new turf, it's safer. It looks better. You don't take half of it with you in the locker room when you go back and practice is over with, like we are right now, and it'll help us substantially, obviously. Is that all?
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much for coming.